Good morning. Welcome to Thunder Bay Live. Today I have with me Bruce Hyer from the Green Party, representing Thunder Bay Superior North. Welcome, Bruce, first of all. Glad to have you here on the show, that's for sure. Bruce, you're with the Green Party. And when people think of the Green Party, they're always thinking about the environment. There's more to the Green Party than that, obviously. Do you want to elaborate a little bit on what other positions you have on other areas of politics?
Sometimes I think the biggest obstacle to the Green Party growing is the name. It's very recognizable, snazzy, short, green, cool. But there's lots more to the Green Party than just environment. If people go to the website and Google Vision Green, they will find our platform. We're the only party that has a platform, by the way.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Liberals tell us what the platform is after the election. So we have a 148-page platform. So if you're going to read our platform, it's not going to happen in 20 minutes or a half an hour. It's going to take several hours of thoughtful reading. I'm in the process of redrafting and rewriting it right now. So if people see ways to improve it, which we're always open to, it's not perfect. I agree with most of it, 95% of it. There's some parts of it, I'm not telling you which parts, that I think are wrong. Okay. But it's not perfect, but it's good. So it's a balanced party that believes in small business. It believes in balanced budgets. Imagine that, balanced budgets where, you know, the money goes in one pocket and you only pay out the same amount out of the other pocket, just like at home. Some of the parties, I wonder how they balance their home checkbooks. They can't balance the national checkbook. So there's a lot more to the Green Party. So anybody who says that, I say, have you read the platform? Well, no, I haven't. I said, well, read it and then talk to me about whether we're a balanced party or not.
Well, what I'll be doing now is I'll go to that site and I'm going to start reading and find out what
Vision Green. There'll be a quiz, Aldo.
Okay. I used to live in Germany, and when I lived in Germany, the Green Party actually had the majority after a period of time. So a lot of people out there...
No, they didn't.
They didn't?
They had the balance of power.
Balance of power, sorry.
They've never had the majority. But as you and I both know, 95% of democracies in the world don't have the kind of false majorities we have, where you get 38 or 39% of the vote and you get 100% of the power. 95% of the democracies in the world, if the Purple Party, not the Green Party, the Purple Party gets 20% of the vote, they get 20% of the seats. Most of those countries end up with minority or coalition governments most of the time, and most of the time they work surprisingly well. There are a couple of flawed systems, the Italian model, sorry Aldo, and the Israeli model. If you get 1% of the vote, you get 1% of the seats, so you end up with dozens of parties. All you have to do is have a cutoff at about 5% of the vote. You have to have at least 5% of the vote to get 5% of the seats. So where I'm going with that is in Germany and many European countries, quite often the Greens hold the balance of power.
Right.
Well, looking ahead, I think I'm going to make a prediction here, bold prediction. This next federal election, it will be a Trudeau Liberal minority government. Okay. I think Justin's likely to be about 5 seats short of a majority. The Greens are getting 10, 12 seats next time. Look at the polling, out in BC mostly.
Okay.
Thunder Bay and mostly BC. And then we can hold the balance of power. And then Aldo and Bruce and a few other key people in Thunder Bay can have coffee at a Starbucks on Saturday morning and plan the future of Canada. How does that sound to you?
Sounds good, except for the part about Starbucks. We'd like to go locally if we could.
Well, actually, we'll go to Aldo's new coffee shop when it's up and running. Coffee and conversation at the corner of Brody and Victoria. When is that happening, Aldo?
Well, it's going to probably happen in March. Jay Stapleton's one of the owners, and he'll be opening up and running it, so it's kind of nice that way.
Jay's a great guy.
Super nice.
And he has wonderful coffee, so I look forward to that.
Well, we're looking forward to it too.
It's not my riding, but I'll come anyway.
Bruce, what do you say to people that say, you know what, I want to go and vote for the Green Party, but sometimes I feel like, you know, I'm going to lose my vote, or I'm not going to get, I might not win or something like that. What do you say to those people?
I think there is... we have a flawed electoral system. So we have this first past the post electoral system where we get these false majorities. So people have to worry about wasting their vote or strategic voting. And that's true in some ridings. So there are some ridings where I'd say, we're going to keep the darn conservatives out, you got to use your head. But that's not true in Thunder Bay. As you know, the Conservatives haven't won federally in either riding in Thunder Bay for many, many decades. I think it's about 70 years. So in Thunder Bay, people can vote with their hearts, they can vote with their head, and they can pick the best candidate who will work the hardest for them. Sorry if this sounds awfully political, but I've been there, done that. As you know, I was with the NDP, and under Jack, it was great. He didn't whip votes. But now under Mulcair, you have to mindlessly do what Mulcair wants 100% of the time, or you're in trouble. So now, as an independent, I could work for my constituents. As a Green now, I call myself Independent Plus. I can vote the way I want, think the way I want, say whatever I want. Have you noticed, although I will say whatever I want?
Yes.
But I have the logistical support of a well-financed, well-organized party with a 95% excellent platform, and I'm working to make it better.
Well, one of the points you just made, and this is one thing that really bothers me personally, is that when a person runs for a party, once they get in, you're right, they're kind of restricted or handcuffed into what they can say, what they can't say. I understand to a certain degree, but when it comes on voting issues that affect their riding or their people, I believe they should be allowed to say what they want. It seems that one individual, the leader, has so much power now, and I personally think from a...
Quite often, although it's not even really the leader, quite often the leader's a puppet too, and it's unelected party hacks in the back room who are running the country. It's a real shame.
So you're thinking it's just like the business or somebody else back there or whoever, people?
It's a mess. It got worse in 1970. Pierre Trudeau changed the Elections Act, and he changed it to put party names on the ballot. Until then, you got elected as a person.
Okay.
He put party names on the ballot because the Liberals had name recognition and it helped the Liberals. But in the fine print, what nobody noticed at first, and some people still aren't aware of, it says you can't run for a national party unless the national leader signs your nomination papers.
Right.
So once you get in there, believe me, I've been there, I've had the whip and the leader say, Hyer, you do what we want or you'll be punished, and we won't sign your nomination papers. And so I said, well, I might as well go independent. They said, oh, you won't quit. Because most MPs don't. They like the power, they like the pay, they like the perks. Well, they don't really have power, they have the illusion of power. So unfortunately, with most of the parties, we have MPs who go there with good intentions. Quite often, they're very good people. Yeah. But they really don't have any power. And once they get there, they're under the thumb and sometimes the heel of the party. So that's why I joined the Greens. It's the only party where I can be truly democratic. I call us the truly democratic party.
Yeah. How do you feel about the Green Party in Thunder Bay and surrounding area? How do you feel their chances are? What do you think?
I think I stand an excellent chance of being re-elected. But whether I'm re-elected or not, I hope I will be re-elected because I'm looking forward to holding that balance of power in this minority government and working for my constituents. But if an NDP or a Liberal gets elected here in Thunder Bay, Superior North, that's up to the voters. But what we can be 99% sure of in Thunder Bay, it won't be a Harper Conservative who gets elected. So whether it's NDP, Liberal, or Green in the next election, I think it'll work out reasonably well. But I'm hopeful that I'll be there because I do believe we're going to get 10, 12 seats in the next election, the Green Party, mostly in BC, and we're going to hold the balance of power. And you don't have to have a lot of seats in a minority government to hold the balance of power. Tommy Douglas did this. Ed Broadbent did this. This is how we got our healthcare system, EI, CPP, the pension system, all in minority governments where a small party held the balance of power.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right, that's for sure. I'm just thinking, you've been around a long time.
Easy now. We both got gray hair, although.
You got facial hair. You've learned a lot with your experience, etc. How long do you plan on running for, Bruce? Because you got good name recognition. You've done a lot of good things for Thunder Bay. Obviously, you've worked hard. Is there something you're most proud of? Is there something you want to really accomplish before your career ends? Is there something you want to do that you haven't done yet?
Well, there are 4 things. One is I want to get a sustainable, prosperous economy for Northwestern Ontario. Okay. I want to get a price on carbon in a way that it doesn't come out of the pockets of taxpayers. that the polluters pay and actually pay a dividend back to every Canadian. It's called carbon fee and dividend. And I want to restore democracy to Canada. Canada has become, over the last 20, 30 years, one of the least democratic countries in the world.
Oh, I know.
There is real data to support this. Did you know that since I left the party, that the NDP MPs have voted 100% the way Tom Mulcair? Not one NDP member has voted offside with the party once since I left the party. And the Liberals and the Conservatives are almost as bad. They vote, like 95% the way the party tells them to vote. We need to re-empower MPs. We need to get MPs working for their constituents, not for party hacks in Ottawa in a back room.
Well, on that fact, I can certainly agree with you for sure, because I feel it, and I agree with you there 100%. I'm sure the majority of people out there feel the same way. I vote for someone, I want them to stand up for me and represent me. Bruce, how are you feeling? How are you feeling now?
Well, it's interesting. A year ago when I joined the Green Party, one of the local media who's not real happy about the NDP or the Greens said, Mr. Hyer, how's your health? If you're not well, what difference does it matter what party you're with? And I said, I'm so glad you asked. It's been 5 years now since I had my tongue cancer. And just last week, I had my annual cancer checkup. And they found 3 things. They found absolutely no cancer. They found a medium-sized brain, and they found a huge backbone. So you got an MP who doesn't have cancer, smart enough, not brilliant, but I get there, and who loves to stand up for Thunder Bay, for the region, and his constituents.
Bruce, is there anything you want to say to the audience out there that we haven't talked about? Is there any message you want to leave with them?
Yes, I'd like to say that, as you know, I'm an American by chance, Canadian by choice. I've been here for 38 years now. Thunder Bay is the most wonderful place to live in the world. Northwestern Ontario is an incredible place, and I really am looking forward to being re-elected so that I can work hard for 5 more years, and then I'll retire. 5 more years I'll live, and see if we can return prosperity to Northwestern Ontario. The people in Thunder Bay and the region that have a job now, this is a great place to live. But the people who are underemployed or unemployed, and we know the numbers are double what Statistics Canada claims they are. We have high unemployment here, and a lot of people who are working at jobs that are below their mental and training capacity. So that's priority 1 for me for the next 5 years. I'm looking forward to it. And I will die with my boots on, and I will die in Northwestern Ontario and sprinkle my ashes somewhere over the boreal forest.
Well, let's hope it's a long time before that happens.
A long time. I'm not done with my disc yet, Aldo.
I just want to say, Bruce, first of all, thank you very much for coming.
Great to be here.
You've always been a person who has had passion, commitment. I like the way that you speak out about issues. You're not afraid of things. You've got, I don't know, I'm very impressed that even that decision you made when you left the NDP, I said, you know what? You went up, in my books, you went up about 100%, because I thought to myself, wow, that takes guts, that takes courage, and that takes commitment. So for that, I really appreciate it. Good luck with the Green Party. I hope you will do fantastic, and we'll be talking to you in the future, I'm sure.
Thank you, Aldo, but I don't need luck. I need volunteers, donations, and votes.
Volunteers, donations, and votes. How could these people out there, if they want to help you, how can they help you?
Well, have you seen our new campaign office? We've got the first one up in Thunder Bay. Okay. A beautiful office across from Wendy's, right next to Lakehead Motors. We've got billboards all over town talking about what we're doing and where our website is. We have 3 full-time staff working on the campaign already. We think there will be an early election probably, and we're ready for it, so bring it on.
Okay, so is there a phone number people can call, or an email or anything like that?
Yeah, it's very easy. It's greenpartythunderbay.ca, greenpartythunderbay.ca, or brucehyer.ca.
Okay, well, thank you again, Bruce. Thunder Bay Live with Green Party, Bruce Hyer, Superior North region of our country. Thank you very much for watching. Have a terrific day, and we'll see you later. Thank you.